Capacity Building Center for States logo. Children's Bureau logo. Title: Authentic Voices video series, community-based care provider. Title: Empowering Caregiver Decision-Making. Interview with Stephen, Caucasian male, community-based care provider.
I am the president and CEO of Partnership for Strong Families. We are the lead agency for the 2 circuits in North Central Florida for providing child care and foster and adoption services in North Central Florida. So we have a contract with the Department of Children and Families to do that work.
Graphic map of Central Florida. Interview with Stephen.
Our responsibility picks up from the point that the Department of Children and Families investigators are finished with the case. So when a child has been removed or when the investigation is going to be done, then we take over the case from that point to manage all of the services.
Photograph. Caucasian male speaks to an African-American female judge. Interview with Stephen.
I'm an attorney, and I started off doing family law. That's when I first became really familiar with the issues that arise when it comes to the reasonable and prudent parent standard and normalcy. And essentially what became apparent is that we would have families where children were placed with them, and those children were not allowed to do normal activities.
Photograph. Several Caucasian children with backpacks in front of a school bus. Photograph. 3 young children of mixed races on a school bus smiling. Interview with Stephen.
Their friends would be able to go spend the night with other friends. They could go on field trips and do those kind of things. And the children in foster care were not able to do that because the foster parents were concerned that something might happen or that they needed to get permission from the court or someone else to be able to let a child go.
Photograph. 3 Caucasian female teenagers play with a golden retriever outside. Photograph. Caucasian girl on a swing is pushed by older Caucasian female. Interview with Stephen.
Literally, for a child to be able to go spend the night, we would tell them, we meaning the state of Florida, you need to get a home study done or a background screen done on the person that they're going to go spend the night with. I mean, and that it just inhibits any kind of normal activity. If a child wanted to go to the movies on a Friday night, they would have to say, well, who are you going to go with? And, well, who's going to be there? And I need to check them out. And so we realized we needed to change that.
Graphic. The Quality Parenting Initiative, QPI, is one of Florida's approaches to strengthening foster care. Major successes of the project have been in systems change and improved relationships. Sites have reported measurable improvement in outcomes, such as reduced numbers of sibling separation and more successful improvements in reunification. Citation: The Quality Parenting Initiative. Interview with Stephen.
It became clear that we needed to make a statutory change to try to implement the reasonable and prudent parent standard. So working with the Guardian Ad Litem program and the Department of Children and Families, we actually wrote the statute that you see in our statutes now in Florida. So in 2013, we passed a law that actually put the reasonable and prudent parent standard into law and had a specific provision that said that if a foster parent made a decision regarding a child's activities, as long as they complied with that reasonable and prudent parent standard, then they wouldn't be held liable for whatever harm might come to a child as a result of giving that permission.
Photograph. 3 Caucasian male teens play basketball. Photograph. Several young Caucasian and African American boys and girls sit at a table coloring. Interview with Stephen.
What it means is that when a child comes to a parent and says, I want to do something, let's say it's I want to play football or I want to go skydiving, the person would look at that child and go, well, how old are they? What is their responsibility? Do they have the cognitive and just processing ability to make good decisions in that activity?
Graphic. In effect since July 2013, Florida's Let Kids Be Kids law recognizes the importance of allowing children in foster care to take part in everyday activities without the unnecessary involvement of case managers, provider agencies, or the court system. This law paved the way for the 2014 federal enactment of Public Law 113-183, the Preventing Sex Trafficking and Strengthening Families Act, which now requires state child welfare agencies to develop a reasonable and prudent parent standard for the child's participation in age or developmentally appropriate extracurricular, enrichment, cultural, and social activities. Citation: The Preventing Sex Trafficking and Strengthening Families Act of 2014. Interview with Stephen.
A child that wants to go on a field trip or wants to be in the band, if they are doing it because they have that ability and they just want to do what normal kids would do, then that foster parent would look at it and say, this is a reasonable activity for this child. This child will benefit from this activity. It is something that's consistent with what their current maturity level is, and so I should let them do it.
Photograph. Several young children of mixed races run outside playing soccer. Photograph. Several children of mixed races stand at school bus door. Interview with Stephen.
We also have what's known as the Quality Parenting Initiative in Florida, and that is a national effort. And it'll give you some guidance on how to have those conversations. And so what we do is with our foster parents that are coming through, when we train them, that Quality Parenting Initiative, the Reasonable and Prudent Parent Standard, is put in there. So we have the curriculum that builds that into it, and we can share that with people if they want.
Photograph. Caucasian male reviews paperwork with a Caucasian female teenager. Interview with Stephen.
From where I sit in my current position, one of the issues that comes up frequently is liability. So when I look at it, and sometimes the issues will rise up to me, and I have to make a call to say, okay, is this a decision that I can make? Is it something that a case manager can make? Is it something that we need to go to court?
Photograph. 3 children of mixed races play outside with hula hoops. Photograph. African-American girl gets off the bus and is greeted by African-American male caregiver. Interview with Stephen.
What I'd like to tell people is, if they were young kids, what would you do? If that was your child, how are you going to approach that particular situation? Look at the child, look at what the activity is, and make that determination to say, you know what, the benefit to the child outweighs any potential risk here from the standpoint of administration or leadership of those people. Give them the ability and empower them to be able to make the right decisions, and everything will work out.
Capacity Building Center for States logo. Children's Bureau logo. Fade to black.